Hello everyone, Simon here. We're playing The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I don't know if you guys have played this game. So, it's one of these games that doesn't really. I have no idea what this game's about, is what I'm trying to say. But for some reason, I think this is going to be interesting. I've been avoiding spoilers because I know it's a narrative-driven game, so I've been avoiding spoilers, so I don't really know anything about it. So let's go straight into it. I've been testing the first 5 minutes to test the frame rates and all that, but aside from that, it's going to be a completely blind playthrough of The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. This is the Redux version on Unreal Engine 4, so it looks pretty good, even though my computer is getting a bit old and therefore the graphic settings are a bit low, but it still looks great. So let's go start a new game. There you go. Yep. Yeah, so I don't even know really how long this game is going to be, but we'll find out.
Ethan Carter, I didn't know, but he knew who I was. When the police won't help you and the priests don't believe you, you call on Paul Prospero. You call on me. If you're a kid like Ethan, you're right, plenty do. Ethan's letter started out just like any other fan mail, but soon there were mentions of things no little boy should know about. There are places that exist that very few people can see. Ethan could have drawn a map. I hadn't entered Red Creek Valley yet, but already I could feel its darkness reaching out for me. Finding Ethan Carter wasn't going to be as easy as knocking on his door. I was too late for that. To find Ethan, I had to figure out what this place was trying to hide from me.
Yes. So I think it's supposed to be a spooky game. I think it's supposed to be spooky, but we'll find out. Hopefully the frame rates are okay for you guys. Check it out. So I've been walking around a little bit. It doesn't really tell you anything, but I've been walking around a little bit, and so let me just go and walk to the places I walked to before and rediscover the things that I saw before. So there's a train track, of course, and instinctively you should follow the train track, but we're not going to because we're that kind of person. We're the kind of person who does not follow tracks, at least not initially. So, Oh, brace for jump scares, by the way. Because things like that happen. I knew about that one because, as I said, I've been testing the frame rate, so I knew that. So it says sense, and then it says hold mouse button. And then it does that. So I'm not too sure what that means, but it's a trap, guys. Can I walk into it? Oh, doesn't even clip. Interesting. So you don't get hurt by the trap. That's interesting. Let me just keep walking for a little bit. Jump scares don't work the second time you see them. I don't know if you guys were scared by that. But yeah. I don't know, I hope the entire game is not going to be just jump scares. Because I'm not, I don't respect jump scares. I respect deep horror. I mean, like, if you get alarmed by a thing that is surprising, I mean, that's a fairly ordinary reaction to a surprising thing. I mean, if you know exactly what's like, it's what I'm trying to say. It's very easy to be scared of the unknown, right? To be surprised by something. But if it's something you are fully aware of, but you're still scared of it, if it still scares you, that is a truly scary thing. If that makes sense. It's like usually people are just scared of things that they don't understand or they don't know or they've never seen before. But if you actually understand it and it still terrifies you, then that's truly, truly scary. And so, yeah, so I don't respect jump scares as much as I respect deep horror. Also, the graphics, look at these trees. It's kind of incredible how many trees there are and how much grass there is. And the frame rates that my computer can handle. Unreal 4 seems to be very efficient at rendering grass. Look at that, that's pretty good, doesn't it? You can barely see the polygons when you look straight down, but if you don't look straight down at it, it looks great. Look at that. Good looking grass, am I right? It's an impressive amount of foliage, an impressive frame rate. And like I look at this and I compare it with a game like Assassin's Creed 4, for example, or Assassin's Creed 3, and like this, there's more foliage here than those games. But then this game runs more smoothly than those. So I'm just gonna take the opportunity to criticize the game engine of Assassin's Creed. but but I guess the Unreal game engine is very efficient. Look, there's a trap there. I can see that. Look at that. Let me just walk into it. Jump scares. Jump scares. There you go. Alright, let me sense this thing. So it seems to be like a puzzle, right? It's probably the case that when you collect enough of them to reveal the hidden object, or it reveals a clue, and then you can find the hidden object. I think that's what's going on with this game. The game doesn't explain the game mechanics to you, but it does explain that you should hold the mouse button when you want to sense something. Maybe that's all we need. And the trees look great. I mean, even when you kind of stick your head right up against the tree, look at the detail on that texture, right? And it can't be, and like you can't see any polygon. We can barely see the polygons in the branches. I just want to see how the texture degrades as you walk away from it. Look, the graphics are really well done. Like, you barely see any artifacts at all. It's pretty amazing. The game engine, Unreal 4 is a pretty good game engine. And I think the game designers here also just made full use of it. Look at that. Look at that, it looks great. It's amazing. And my computer is crap too. Like, my computer's getting so old now. I really should upgrade it, but it looks great even on my computer, which is amazing. If we want to, I can just set the graphics settings to maximum, and then I won't move, because if I try to move, you will see that it's like 2 frames a second or something stupid like that. But like, I could like turn it up to full, take a screenshot, and then we can admire the screenshot. We'll go there later. We'll admire the sunset later. But for now, I want to come back here and make sure I explore everything. Actually, is the bridge... But the path goes down there, so maybe the bridge is also blocked. Bridge closed, do not enter. Okay, I'll come back to this. Because I know there's other stuff back here. Alright, let me just come walk back along the train track. So the train track is clearly not for trains anymore because of this. It's a little bit weird that rock kind of intersects the rails. Anyway, so no trains for you. Do I just... Oh, you just slide up that thing, okay. So you can just slide up a slope that steep, that's interesting. There's no jumping. I don't think there's any jumping. There's running, though. Also, we came out of the tunnel, right? If you go back through the tunnel, you arrive back at the same place. I'm not gonna do it because it takes a while to actually go through the tunnel. But I tried that earlier, because I'm the kind of person who walks backwards at the start of the game. Let's see. This place looks great, look at it. It looks so good. Look at these rocks, amazing. Look at the grass, look at the flowers. Well, actually I can see the textures, it's kind of flat. Never mind. There were other jump scares around here. Let me try and find them. There you go. So I don't know if I should try and walk into that. No, we're pretty close. Let me just walk into it. Okay, you can't. Oh, you can't actually walk in there. Alright, you can't hurt yourself. So there's no health system apparently, and there's no damage system apparently. So it might actually just be a walking simulator and a jump scare game, and you can't actually get hurt. There's also a trap there. Can you see it? Can you see it in the grass? Oh, jump scares. Here you go. So now we have all the oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I can't go back? Can I go back? Human bones. Skulls and bones. Well, this is spooky. Look how spooky this is. I wish there were crunching sounds when you stand on the bones. That would be so spooky, like you're walking on the bones and there's like cracking and crunching as you snap people's ribs. That'd be cool, but no, there's no crunching. I'm sad now. Anyway, let's read this. Sap by Ethan Carter. Let me just get this so I can read it. An old man came to the forest every day to drink sap from the trees. To get there, the old man had to step around many dangerous traps. The villagers believed this old man had hidden a jade amulet in the forest. But the old man wanted the villagers to believe this because then they would search the forest for treasure and not drink his sap. One cool fall night, someone set fire to the forest and the fire spread to the village. The old man escaped the fire by covering himself in sap. When he returned to the village, he found all the villagers' bones. The old man sat down and cried, then he found more sap to drink. That seems reasonable. It seems like a reasonable thing to do, to drink sap and cry. You can rotate. You can rotate it. Oh, hell, there's a picture too. Can I zoom? That is a fire. That is the forest and the village on fire. No bones in the picture. Cool. Cool story. Cool story, Ethan.
Ethan, I told you, you can't be here.
But Gramp, I wrote something for you.
That's real nice. Thank you. Just leave it. I'll read it later.
Cool story, Ethan. Cool. Oh, the bones are gone. Sad face. But there's this though. What is this? I'm a little bit sad that the bones are gone. What is this? One dead in house fire. Oh, interesting. Wow. Let me text. One dead in house fire by Jeff Jormu. Jormu? That is a cool name, Jormu. Bayfield County. Fire damaged a historic home in Red Creek Valley Wednesday morning, according to officials from the Bayfield County Fire Department. A family of 6 was asleep when the blaze broke out at the remote house, once owned by Albert Vandergriff at 46 Old Ogden Road in Red Creek Valley. Gail Carter, 58, was pronounced dead at the scene. Remaining family members were able to escape. Carter's husband, Edwin, 62, told investigators he may have fallen asleep with a lit cigarette in his hand. Well, you're a douchebag, you killed your wife. Firefighters were dispatched to the scene at 1:22 a.m. and remained at the scene until around 5 a.m. Wednesday. They returned to the property 4 hours later to extinguish hotspots which had rekindled. So Ethan writes a story about a fire, and then there's a fire. Fascinating. After heated public hearing, no answers for Vandergriff heirs by Tom Orton, Bayfield County. Members of the Vandergriff family again gathered in the Bayfield County Courthouse today to debate the fate of the Vandergriff fortune, which has remained in escrow since 1961. Since 1961? When family patriarch Albert Vandergriff, 71, died in a mine accident, the after effects of which nearly destroyed Vandergriff Industrial and severely damaged the local economy. That's not a very good way to manage your business. James Vandergriff, 38, of Chicago, argued that his father's demands were unreasonable. and that many Vandergrift family members have personal reasons for wanting to avoid living in Red Creek Valley on the Vandergrift estate, as stipulated in the elder Vandergrift's will. The recent fire in which the Vandergrift home was damaged, he said, only underlined his family's concerns. Wait, the old man stipulated in his will that the entire family had to stay in the village? That's... Can you do that? I wasn't aware that... Oh, unless like the will says you have to live here or else you don't get any money. Maybe that's what it means. Withdrawal from Vietnam nearly complete. Oh, it's 1970 something. Look at the date on the newspaper. So it's not that the estate has been locked up for like 50 years. It's only been like 10 years. Nixon withdrawing from South Vietnam, etc., etc. And there's the other side. Fascinating. Fascinating. Alright, good. Put it back. So, do I have a... Look, butterflies. They weren't here before, were they? What relationship does the butterflies have with everything else that's going on? We don't have a journal, I don't think. I don't know if we need to actually solve anything or if we're just looking at things. It could just be a really extensive walking simulator. So what, the traps have become butterflies? Is that what's going on? Alright, let's go back here. No, I don't... Is it the traps? No, it's not really the traps that became the butterflies, is it? And there are falling leaves? Were there falling leaves before? Actually, no. Wait a minute. Wires. There were not wires before, were there? No, those are new. The wires are new. Okay. This is fascinating. Fascinating. Wait a minute. Absolutely fascinating. So... that's still the same. Fascinating. So we find stuff, and then the world changes very slightly. And if you're not paying attention, you wouldn't notice it. So the traps are gone, right? Are there different trees? Are the trees still the same? This is so interesting. I mean, it's also really subtle. I don't know if you guys think it's interesting. I think it's really interesting. But it's also really, really subtle. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. So do I need to follow the wires then? So the wires are new, right? And there's a track here. I don't know if this track... Okay, so I guess if you're dumb, you would just follow the track and then follow the path. But because I am unusual, I'm gonna walk around to all the places that the game doesn't really intend for you to go and make sure I see everything. So the path goes down there, I believe. The sun is still in the same place. Time does not pass in the game. Oh, the sun is still pretty much in the same place. The wires are new, right? I'm not crazy, right? That wasn't here before, the wires. Although, this is... so interesting to me. Alright, there's nothing new back here. Alright, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I don't know though, because, like, you know, when you hide really subtle things in the game, now I am incentivized to look at everything in close detail. And so now I'm going to spend a lot more time in the game than I would otherwise. Right? Because now that we know that there are hidden things in the game, I'm just going to spend a lot of time looking for that stuff. So the bridge is closed.